أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters in Islam, you are welcome to today's episode on My Way to Islam. In our last episode, we discussed about one of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is Bilal ibn Rabah. We discussed about the torture and the punishment he undergoes when he was under his master because he accepted Islam, because he believed in the oneness of Allah, and his firm stand without renouncing his belief, without renouncing his faith. Inshallah, today our topic will still be around the oneness of Allah, because that is the basis of being a Muslim. We all know that Islam is all about submissiveness. We are submitting to a supreme being, one supreme being. Inshallah, today we'll be talking about a topic that we all encounter in our life. So far, we are human beings. We are created by God. We are in existence currently. We all encounter this particular thing. The young encounter it. The old, the teenagers encounter it. So far, you have life in you. We encounter all this. And what is our topic today? Inshallah, today we'll be talking about how we handle life challenges. Benefits of Tawheed in regards to how we handle life challenges. Benefit of acknowledging the fact that we believe in the oneness of our Creator when we encounter life challenges. When we are stuck with one or two things that we do not want, that we do not like. When we find ourselves in situations that we do not desire, how do we handle our Tawheed at that moment? When we are faced with life challenges, how do you handle your Tawheed? How do you handle your faith? Do you deviate from the path of Allah? Or in the midst of finding solution to the problems, you deviate from the path of Allah, you forget about Allah entirely? Or are you among those that when they are struck with life challenges, they remember that this particular thing, this particular situation is from Allah, and He is the only one that can remove me, or that can remove it from me? Now, another question we can be asking ourselves, that these particular life challenges, life issues, trials, temptations, and tribulations, are they from Allah? Do we think that these negative things we encounter as being a human being on earth, they are from Allah? Do we think that Allah knows about it? Or we think because, we are struck with negative things, life challenges, I always worship Allah, I do what He wants, I believe in the oneness of Allah, and why is it tormenting me with this? Why am I facing this? Why am I facing that? Do you think it's normal? Are we promised smooth life? So far you believe, you live freely, you live smoothly, without you getting things that will make you sad, without you getting things that will make you shed tears. Part of things He said that will happen to me when I believe, when I establish relationship with Him. All these answered in the Holy Quran, in so many surah. But inshallah, today we'll be looking through Ankabut, Quran 29, from verse 2 to 3. That is verse 2 and 3. Where Allah says, Allah says in verse 2, Ahasiban nasu an yutiraku an yakulu amanna wa hum la yuftanun. Allah says in verse 2, do the people think that they will be left to say we believe and they will not be tested, they will not be tried? Let's look at that verse, that ayah in the surah. Do the people think that they will be left to say we believe? Once you say, I acknowledge the oneness of Allah, I acknowledge the fact that I worship Allah alone, I do not associate partner with Allah, then we will be free, we will not be tested, we will not undergo challenges, we will not undergo things that we do not like sometimes. This is like a rebook in form of a question from Allah. Now let's look at the next verse that follows this verse 2. That is verse 3. In verse 3, Allah went further. Allah says, وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. Allah says in verse 3, but we have certainly tried those before them, those in the past. We have certainly tried those before them, and Allah will surely make evident those who are truthful, and He will surely make evidence the liars. That is the third verse. Let's remember that in the first verse is like a question. Do the people think they will be left to say we believe and they will not be tried? But we have certainly tried those before them, those in the past, all the messengers of Allah. Let's look at, we know one or two stories about them. Some of them, the trials they faced, the challenges they faced when they were alive, even though they were Nabi of Allah, even though they are the loved ones, beloved ones of Allah, still they faced their own trials, they faced their own challenges. We have certainly tried those before them, and Allah will surely make evident those who are truthful, and will surely make evident the liars. This will make it clear. The trials, the tests that Allah is putting in our way, is making us pass through. It will make it clear those who are truthful, those who are not just saying it by mouth, I believe, and that is it. They don't put it in action. Those who are truthful, those who abide by what they are saying, even in times of trials and tribulations, those who believe that this thing is from Allah and is the one that will remove it from me, those who find solutions to their problem in accordance to the path of Allah, those who do not deviate when they are struck with challenges, or those who just say it by mouth, we believe when they are struck with trials and tribulations, they seek assistance, they seek solutions away from the path of Allah, they seek solutions in the things that Allah prohibits Muslims to engage in. Allah says these trials, these temptations, these challenges, we make it clear to know those who are truthful to their word, to know those who are truthful to what they say they acknowledge, and those who are liars, those who just say it by mouth. In one of the tafsir of these two ayah, the tafsir said this is a book in form of a question, meaning that Allah will inevitably test his believers. Let's look at that. Inevitably test his believers. So far you are a believer. Don't say because I'm a believer, I believe in Allah, I abide by this, I abide by that. That means, so therefore I will not be tested. I always do what Allah wants now, I will not be tested. He said we surely test his believers inevitably. Nobody is out of this. There is an authentic hadith regarding this, where our Prophet ﷺ said, the people most severely tested are the prophets, that is the messengers of Allah. They are the ones that Allah tested the most. Then the righteous, those that follow them, that is after the prophet, those that follow them, they are those that will be tested the most after the prophet. Then the next best, and the next best, in line like that, and the next best, and the next best. A man will be tested in accordance with the degree of his religious commitment. The stronger your commitment, the stronger your test. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Let's look at that. The stronger your belief, the stronger your faith, the stronger your temptation, the stronger your trials. Allahu Akbar. Let me make reference to Al-Eeman, Quran 3 verse 142, where Allah says, do you think that we enter paradise without Allah knowing those of you who fought in his cause and knowing those who are the patient? In regards to this, in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 155, Allah says, and we will surely test you with something of fear. We will surely test you, the believers will surely test you with something of fear, hunger, loss of wealth, loss of life, and food. Everything, all the challenges that we are passing through in this life currently, they are encapsulated in this list that is mentioned in this ayah. Loss of something of fear. We surely test you of something of fear, surely test you of hunger, loss of wealth, maybe lost in your business transaction, loss of job, and lives, loss of loved ones, and also fruits. Fruits, this means that gardens and farms will not produce as usual or as expected in expected amounts. There will be famine sometimes. It will surely test you of hunger. There are sometimes that we do not eat what we like. We do not eat what we desire. Sometimes we do not even see something to eat at all. All these are life challenges. They are challenges from Allah. It's when you are stuck with this particular thing, what do you do? What do your mind tell you to do? Where do you direct your mind to? How do you seek solution to it? Do we believe that they are part of human, that's part of being a human being, they are part of life challenges, they are part of the things that Allah says I will face as a believer? Do we seek solutions through the path of Allah, or do we deviate from it? Then towards the end of that particular ayah, Allah says, but give good tidings to the patient. Who are the patients? Give good tidings to the patients. Who are the patients? Who are the people Allah is referring to as as-sabirin? Allah explained in the next ayah the people he meant by as-sabirin, that is the patients. Allah says those who, when afflicted with calamity, say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Those when they are faced with life challenges, those when they are faced with difficult situations, they say that truly to Allah we belong and truly to Him we shall return. Those who recite this statement to comfort themselves in the face of loss, in the face of calamity, those who believe that any calamity they find themselves, that they belong to Allah and that He does what He wills with His servants, is the one that puts them in that particular situation, that particular circumstances, and is also the one that will remove them from it, or is also the one that will remove that calamity from them. This fact also compel us. It also compel us to admit that we are Allah's servants and our return will be to Him in the hereafter. My brothers and sisters in Islam, how do you handle your life challenges? It is inevitable, like we just read in the Holy Quran. Life challenges are inevitable. Their levels are different. Allah says He will test us based on our faith. How do we handle it? Do we seek solutions in unrighteous way, or we seek our solutions in the path of Allah? Let's reflect on this in these holy months of Ramadan. Let's reflect on it and let's retrace our steps where we are falling short of Allah's glory. Let's call ourselves back. Let's reflect on our Eeman. Let's reflect on how we handle things around us, how we handle situations sometimes when we find ourselves in it. And let's reflect in our life as a whole. May Allah make it easy for us. May Allah give us the right taqwa to believe in Him, to abide by His wills. And may Allah count us among those that will see the mercy and blessings of this holy month. Assalamu alaikum.